Hello mathematicians, this is lesson 10.6, the quadratic formula. Now, for this lesson you will need a calculator, so you want to make sure you have that. Also, on this first page, really all you need to copy down is this right here, the actual quadratic formula. So this is x, if I give you an equation, ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, all divided by 2a. So this is the quadratic formula. You will see this a lot throughout the rest of your years. Okay, so here's an example problem. So what they're going to give you is they're just going to say, solve this. Okay, when we solve, we're finding out what x is. Now, first step, I need to get everything on the same side. So I need to do x squared plus 2 equals negative 3x. I'm going to add 3x to both sides. So then I have x squared plus 3x plus 2. You want to make sure that you write it in A, B, C format. So now, this is A, this is B, this is C. Now really all you are doing is you're plugging in these numbers into this formula that we circled before. So it's negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac. b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So now I am just going to, now here's the best part, what you have to remember. When you take out a b and you put in a b, that is really a negative 1 in front of here. So you need to remember that. So if I'm going to take this out and I'm going to put in 3, negative 3 plus or minus 3 squared minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is 2, all over 2 times 1. So then I'm going to do this. So I'm going to say, okay, negative 3 plus or minus the square root of 3 squared is 9 minus 4 times 1 is 4 times 2, so 9 minus 8, all over 2. So then this equals negative 3 plus or minus the square root of 1 over 2. So negative 3 plus or minus 1, because the square root of 1 is 1, over 2. So now you're going to get two answers. And your two answers for x are where it hits the x-axis on your parabola. So I'm going to do two different things. I'm going to do the plus and I'm going to do the minus. So if I do the plus, it would be negative 3 plus 1 over 2. And then this is what I'm talking about right here. If I do the minus, it would be negative 3 minus 1 over 2. So negative 3 plus 1 is negative 2 over 2, which is negative 1. Sorry. And negative 3 minus 1 is negative 4 over 2, which is negative 2. So I have two answers. Each one of these problems is going to result in two answers. So try this one. Round your solutions to the nearest hundredth. So a lot of times your solutions won't be whole numbers like that last one. They'll be decimals. So you need to round to the hundredth place, this says. So try this and then we'll go over it. Okay, so I have A, B, and C. So negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So negative b is negative 4 plus or minus the square root of 4 squared is 16 minus 4 times 3 times negative 8 all over 2 times 3. So negative 4 plus or minus the square root of 16 minus 4 times 3 times 8. So 4 times 3 is negative 12 times negative 8 would be a positive 96. because this is a negative 4. All over 6. So then I have negative 4 plus or minus the square root of 112 all over 6. So now you're going to take the square root of 112, and it wants me to round it to the nearest hundredth. So I'm going to have negative 4 plus or minus 10.58 all over 6. Once I get to the point where I have 3 whole numbers, I have to do my operation twice. So I'm going to have negative 4 plus 10.58 over 6 and negative 4 minus 10.58 over 6. So negative 4 plus 10.58 is 6.58 divided by 6 is 1.10. Negative 4 minus 10.58 divided by 6 is negative 2.43. And those are the 2 answers that you're trying to get. You're trying to get 2 answers for x. All right, that's it for your video notes.